Oh, I love our team so much. And that video that Jay did for the preparation for tonight, oopsie. I blew it all. You thought I was in Italy, right? Well, now you know. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted you to see my address. Yeah. It's a comm. Yep. All right. Before we get into the comms, I want to introduce you to one of our trekkers, a Trisara recipient. And I also did an emotional cleansing session for her because the cabal has beat her to a pulp and taken everything from her. And so I decided it would give me great pleasure to fight back, and so I did. And so I gave her a session. And I have to say, I used to do it all the time, and it is quite the rush because you see the pain in the beginning, and by the end, there is a transformation like a butterfly, like, wow. I mean, wow. The change because of finding out the truth and proving it 4 ways. I cannot do sessions anymore, just so you know, because I can't do one-on-one right now, but we will train people at the ranch, and then you will get help when you come and when you get trained. And then we'll have one-on-ones again. All right. So anyway, this is what her response was from her truth. Thank you, my sweet, beautiful angel Tressie. You have given me strength and the will to continue fighting to survive. I never would have ever seen myself the way you showed me. I am still in awe at my true resume. You have given hope and strength to go forward. So powerful, so inspirational. No one has ever spoken or sung to me in such powerful, positive words. You make me feel loved and honored. Now I see a whole new world out there for me. A world of doing what I used to do, things that make me feel good and happy. It's still available and in my reach. It's not over by any means as I thought it was. I can be of service to God by helping the people, anything to ease their burdens and make their lives easier and happier, and putting smiles on their faces is so rewarding to me. Remembering the sadness I felt being restricted due to financial issues, and now knowing that there won't be any more financial barriers, I can help as much as anyone else and as much as they need, and that is an awesome feeling. Thank you so much for bringing me peace and giving me the hope and strength to pull through my current obstacle. I will win this trial too. Thank you, Tressie. All right. Yeah. All right. Now, I want you to understand how important you are, how noticed you are. So, as you know, 4 times in a row now, I have asked for a vote of confidence, a nod of encouragement for us, the Trek tribe. And the first time, and every single time, I have asked for it the night before and gotten it the next morning. No coincidences. And Tracy, Sky Angel, has put that in the chat, or maybe even the house, about all the different ones we received so far. Trek 101, which has a double meaning. For some of you, you know what that is. And then Trek 01, Trek 02, and now I asked for tribe, just to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. Then we would have Trek tribe represented, right? Not only did I get it the very next morning after I asked, and I always have someone on the phone with me, and I say it to them, let's do a test. And I'm going to right now, since they're listening to me, ask for tribe. And I did, and I got it. But not only did I get it, I got tribe 22. Big deal. It's a big deal. Okay. So the number 22 represents the original Hebrew alphabet, which consists of 22 letters that are the creative basis and attributes of all that has been created. So 22 represents the whole circle of creation, and the 22nd letter of the alphabet is Tav, the sign of the cross. 22 is connected to people who know how to unite inspirational ideas with the physical manifestation, and much good is accomplished. I know there are more meanings than that, but that's just a summary of what it means. All right, so I have the most wonderful gematria helpers. I have, 3 or 4 amazing people that volunteer their time to be on the lookout for things, for comms and different things. You know who you are. And so together, this is what I received from them about the call signs in the flight paths and the military jets. All right, Trek equals 54. I know the thoughts and plans that I have for you, says the Lord, thoughts and plans of welfare and peace, prosperity, and not for evil, to give you a hope and a good future. That's Trek, right? Tribe equals 54. What? Jeremiah 29:11, baby. And if you put tribe 22, it's still 54. And that plane flew over the heart of Texas, where I live. All right. And then corresponding to Q Post 54, that's what it says, Jeremiah 29:11. All right. And then when you look up the gematria for tribe 22, it's chosen in the Jewish. It's love in the simple. And the rest of the simple gematria is decoder, sun, Gabriel, as in Archangel Gabriel, which is in almost all of the things that are put in about my life. Eyes, health, voice. God told me I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness. Prepare the way of the Lord. Prepare to go into the new world, the real world. That's my calling. So I know my computer is not doing well here. It is going in and out, and there's nothing I can do about it. All right. Health, voice, French. What? The Tribe 22, the gematria has French in it. And then it also has Oracle. All right. Tribe 22 written out is 219, and that means there's no place like home. Yeah, that is my word. That is my phrase. Yes. Second coming of Christ in a way that maybe you hadn't expected within you, within us. And I'm going to talk about that tonight. The kingdom of God is near, which is within you. That's how near it is. This, listen up now. This is the final battle. We will never forget. What's my purpose? Well, I am the destiny queen. That's what I do. That's my goal, is to help people see their high destiny, which is way bigger than they could ever imagine. And lastly, the storm is upon us. All right. We looked up Trek Tribe. Since we got both of those, it's 108, and it means, now, this is like, wow, how can this be? What it starts out with is the year I was born. And then the next thing under that is date of birth. Wow. Next thing, God is love. Healing now. Have I said don't put your health on hold? Mm-hmm. Free energy. Full moon. Oh, isn't there a full moon this weekend? Yeah. And the last one, you're going to love this. You ready? It's over. I don't know anything. I'm not saying nothing. All right. Trusty Trek Tribe, 214. XRP global currency, stronger together. Power to the people. Isn't that what we're all about in the Trek Tribe? They're noticing. Gettysburg Address. To be blunt, game over. Q. I love it. And then the last two, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. What was the Gospel of Mary Magdalene? Love. Follow your heart is the last one. Who says that? You can't make it up, right? We keep hearing that, and it just keeps playing out that way. All right. So that was just the introduction. All right. Okay, so I've been thinking about you for days. I have been praying for you for days. I thought about you and planned for you all day long. And right now, I would like to maybe express your heart in order to extract some pain of the past. So if tears come, let it flow, okay? And then we're going to progress on up the stairs to maybe a place you've never been. An ascended state is what we're going after tonight. Through the romance of God. All right? Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay.
Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the one I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why they had to go, I don't know. They wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Your pain is real. It's valid. It's deep. May I help you let go of regrets tonight? It's all going to make sense in the end. It will all work out for your good in the end. As we progress through the night, see if you can let go of yesterday. Make a proclamation to yourself and to God out loud. I release.
When you're down in trouble and you need a helping hand, and nothing, oh, nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out his name, and you know wherever he is, he'll come running. Oh, yes, he will, to see you again. Oh, baby, don't you know that winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and he'll be there, yeah, yeah. You got a friend. If the sky and the old north wind should begin to blow. Just keep your head together and call his name out loud now, and soon he'll be knocking upon your door. You just call out his name, and you'll know wherever he is, he'll come running. Ah, yes, he will, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, yeah. All you got to do is call, and he'll be there. Yes, he will. You've got a friend, oh darling. You've got a friend, oh baby. You've got a friend. All right. The great gulp. All right. I hope the internet isn't going out too much. I'm wondering if something's going on. All right. Lord, you are more precious than silver. Lord, you are more costly than gold. Lord, you are more beautiful than diamonds, and nothing I desire compares with you. 'Cause there is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I could search for all eternity long and find there is none like you. I'm going to give you a view into my heart tonight. I'm going to tell you who I really am, why I am. I'm going to tell you what I believe. I'm going to share
my deepest heart with you. This is my relationship. And some of you know what I'm talking about. You know, when I toured all over the world, I was known for the romance of God. And when I went to Hong Kong, I'll never forget talking to some Chinese people at the table, the CD table, and one lady had not been to the concert, and her friend said, "Oh, tell her of the romance of God. Tell her of the romance of God." Like they'd never heard anything like it before. And I became known for it. And I lived it. And hold an example of what it is like and how it is not like anything like religion, and how that God hates religion. And when Jesus was on the earth, the only people he reprimanded were the religious, because he never meant for it to be rules and regulations. It was always only about relationship. He wanted it with us. And in my relationship of being with him and in him, and he was my everything. He was all I had. He was literally all I had. He was my breath, my life, my finances, everything. And I loved it. And one day I had had great loss. And I was so depressed, I couldn't shake out of it. And I just felt like I had to get in the car. I had to go somewhere, and I thought, I'm just gonna go buy chocolate. Very spiritual, right? Yes. And I specifically wanted truffles. But because I had been ill for so long, so many years, and sugar made it worse, that I wasn't gonna get many, just a little box, just a little box, of 3 or 4, right? So I went to the store, and I'm walking down the chocolate aisle, and I hear him say, "Don't buy the chocolates, because I bought you some and they're waiting for you at home." Specifically, I heard him say it. That's the relationship I had with him, and I have with him to this day. And I was like, oh God, I am so sick. I am messed up. There's no way that he just said that. There's no way. He doesn't talk about chocolate. Isn't he non-personal religious? No. So I bought them, and I ate them all in the car on the way home. It didn't help the depression one bit. But when I pulled into that driveway, I saw a bag hanging on the doorknob. And I thought, oh, it's the new phone book. We were doing phone books back then. And I went up and I opened the bag, and it was a large box of gourmet truffles. Who knew? No one. No one. I told no one. Who would have done it? I mean, why? Why would anybody? And the only person I could think of was my best friend, who is a health nut, right? She doesn't eat sugar at all. I thought, no, it can't be. But I thought, well, I'm going to call her and see. I said, "Did you buy me truffles?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Why?" I was driven. I I had to. I couldn't get over it. I had to buy them. Is that okay? And I went, "Oh man, you won't believe this story." And I told her, And then I told that story all over the world. And people got a tangible sense of the personality and the love of a creator God Father that wanted to be close. He wanted to prove it to me. He wanted to prove that he was intimately involved with my life, not some unfeeling, untangible frequency out there, even though he is the God frequency on steroids. I mean, you can't get any higher. He's not impersonal, right? So what is he like? I wanted to do some CDs after, he began to teach me how personal he was. I wanted to do some CDs that would help other people feel it and see it and experience it. So I did Lover of My Soul, and it was all about the romance of God. And I mean, we were in the studio, and it was like this Shekinah, glorious, holy smoke. I mean, like holy awe and wonder in that studio, which was a garage. They had this old mattress up to the door because there was a noisy factory across the street. But in that garage, it became a place of intimacy, like wild. Like when I was playing the flutes, I felt like I was elevated off the floor by a couple feet. Like I knew I was in midair and I was dancing in midair, and they were watching me like, wow, she is not here, right? And then I thought, I want to create a utopia perfume and a loved perfume depending on what the person felt they needed. If they didn't know the love of God, then I wanted to create a perfume with all the essential oils that would awaken that part of the person. And then the utopia that would open the portal, open the pineal, open up a clear connection with God. So that's what I did. And then I thought, what else? I mean, Utopia CD with Utopia perfume, and then Fresh Visitation. It was one more attempt to touch God, to make him tangible, to find that place that you could actually live in. And at that concert, an angel was present and everyone saw him. Looked like a leprechaun, to be honest with you. He stood out. And he was in the aisle, and I used to wear a headphone microphone and walk the aisles playing. I would get real up close and personal. And as I noticed him all the time, I would be singing truth, ad lib, spontaneous truth about the magnificence of this personable lover. And the angel would be going, just like that. So what is that relationship like? What is God really like? I can tell you. He's like King David. How do I know? Because he said so. He said David was a man after his own heart. In other words, he's just like me. He's just like his father. So what was David like? Passionate, unrestrained, passionate, desire for intimacy with God. He ran after God with all his might, unreservedly. He held nothing back. He danced unrestrained and didn't care who was looking. A dance of love is a dance of life. Like you, the world has never known. It's all about unconditional love with him. Well, what does that mean? What does unconditional love look like? We haven't really seen much of it in the world, right? It's love that is not dependent on any conditions. No strings attached. Oh, if you produce, oh, if you perform, oh, if you do this, if you do that. No, it's just because you are. And he can't get over you. He can't stop thinking about you. And as I always say, his thoughts of you are more in number than the sand on the seashore. And it's a literal number because he's ancient of days, and all of those are love notes. Mostly undelivered. They have been delivered but unopened, I should say it that way. And they're still waiting for you, piled all around you, waiting for the right time for you to notice. Unconditional love is wholehearted, unqualified, unreserved, unlimited, unrestricted, unquestioning. It always thinks the best. Complete, total, entire, full, absolute, unequivocal. What does that mean? Nothing can equal it in the entire universe. Nothing. Why do I run after him with everything within me? Because nothing can compare. And after being rejected my entire life, he showed me how he felt about his creation. And he said, I created my one-of-a-kind beauties so that I could have relationship without limits. And each one of us has a different essence, a different personality, a different reflection of him that no one else has. That's what he wanted. A relationship without limits, a love affair with endless living jewels. You, who would love him back. And together, they could have such intimacy that it would produce a holy seed. That union would produce something, a holy seed on the earth that is a one-of-a-kind new creation. And you're the only one that can come up with that new creation because it's you, your frequency mixing with his. It is unequaled in the memory and the history of the universe. And that is where we're headed, if you want it. He wants you. Not what you can do for him. That's nice. He likes random acts of kindness or kindness on purpose, but he really wants you. He likes you and he adores you. And when the world sees the mixture of the two of you, as he is allowed to come into you and you go into him, and it's this dance of union and unity and oneness. And then he deposits his holy seed, his creative juices in you, and you come out with this new life. When the world sees what comes out of you on the other side that we're about to enter into, it will be able to tell that you mixed with the Holy One, with God, because that new life that comes out from your union looks like you, and it looks like him. He wants it to look like you see, because he loves what he made in you. But it is supernatural. It is incredible. It changes the atmosphere. It changes the world. And he wants to show off his love affair with you. He wants everyone to know about your love affair with him. He wants to broadcast it because he is proud to have the privilege of living in oneness with you. It's all about his presence inside of you. What does his presence feel like? Ecstasy. It is the highest high you could ever have. It is heavenly love, rapturous euphoria, blissful elevation. You are elevated. You are transcended into another dimension. You can call it the fifth, you can call it the seventh, you can, whatever you want to call it. This is the highest dimension that exists in the universe. You can't get any higher than being one with the creator of the universe. And so that joy on steroids. And when I am in that presence, you let go of this. It tethers you to the ground, to the earth. And I was thinking about the Matrix, and in the Matrix, they lived free. But when they wanted to go back into the Matrix to work, what'd they do? They hooked up their brain again to get back into it. It's not that you become brainless or mindless, but the spirit takes over. You become who you really are. You are a spirit that just happens to live in a body, right? You get to be fully activated and operational in the spirit realm where there are no limits. So if you think of God as being the real live Superman, that's what they made the comic about. They made it about Jesus in the beginning. But if you lived inside of this, if Superman, the real one, and he lived inside you, then you can do all the things that he can do. And nothing will by any means be impossible for you. That's what's on the other side of this matrix world. We can live there now. You can. It takes silent. It's like meditation, but it's this just being in his presence. It's about inviting his presence inside you. And when I have that experience, I remember when I was married to my first husband, who was more abusive than anyone in my town could have ever imagined. And as some of you know, he died a couple years ago, and he came back from the other side of the spirit realm and apologized just recently. He cried so hard he couldn't even speak. So he knows now. But when he was a salesman on the road, he would be gone for a whole weekend. And I was so happy every time he was gone. I was like, oh, I get to have God unlimited. And I would lay on the floor and put on this music that would not interfere, but be the fuel that would take me up. And I would lay there for hours. And I would be like almost like in a trance, but it was just in the spirit. That's really what it means to be in the spirit. It's to be outside of the body in a way. There's no limit. You you can go places. And in that place you can know things that you couldn't possibly know. In that place you can hear things you couldn't possibly hear. You can get answers to your problems in there. Everything is in there because it's the real world. It's the kingdom of heaven where the king lives and you live inside. So all your answers are there. If you need finances, it's there, and that's how I would do it. I didn't have a talk about a fixed income. I didn't have one at all. 0. And I would download it, and it would come, and it would come. Unbelievable amounts of money because I believed, because I knew where the door was, because I knew the truth about my Father, that he adored me and he wanted to give me his entire kingdom. It's like a young man who is desperately in love with a girl, and he just keeps bringing her roses and chocolate, and her house is full of them. That's what he's like. There is nothing that you cannot get in that place because he is everything. That's why he calls himself I am. I don't have what you need. I am it. I am the healer. So if you're inside the healer, if you get it, you can be healed in his presence. And I was, and I have been. It's just a getting over this and learning that love that has been withheld from us. It's been like a locked door. The cabal has so brainwashed us, and so has the church in many ways. They didn't mean it, but they did. Devotions. Wow, what? No. A love affair has nothing to do with, oh, I had my time with God this morning, and now I'm going to do my thing. Oh, no, I'm going to live in him all day long. I'm going to hear his voice all day long, and we're going to live together in a oneness. And then you can be one with each other too. And you see through his eyes, you see the way he sees. You see people the way he sees. And so I would lay there on the floor, and it was like he was like, I could feel his heart beating like, here she is. Oh, she's here. Oh, boy. Like he couldn't wait for me. And when I came, I would just think on him and my love and thankfulness. And here he came. That presence would begin. I could feel it in my heart. And I would begin to cry always. What else am I going to do? Because it is so magnificent. I don't know, it's just wow. It's wow, here he comes. And that presence would grow in my chest and then fill up my abdomen. And then my whole body would be like contraction, like, wow. And I could be there for hours. And I could go places, I went into the other side. I met my 3 sons that I miscarried, whom I had never seen before. I got to see them. I found out their names. I didn't even know I had 3 sons. I found out that my oldest was just like me, that he wanted to work with me, and that he is now. I saw John Paul Jackson many times, and he told me he's working with me, if you know who he is, a prophet that died a few years ago. I saw my mom many times. I saw my grandmother. And I'm still asking to go back and see my sons some more. The way to get in is to prepare yourself to come out of the matrix thinking, which means turn off your devices, all electronic devices. Get the lights dimmer and begin some music and get yourself prepared. And then when you are in that optimal place, you're ready. You can go. And even after you go to sleep, you're going. You're still going to go. And you're going to see things. You're going to see the future. I heard the EAS go off a couple nights ago. I saw it. I heard it. It was real. I saw the reaction of the people. I got to see the future. Boom. That's all I can say. You know that. Boom. Weak. But I don't have to wait for anything. Because the one who prepared the new world, the new day for us, has it within himself. And I can go there anytime. That's why he said, tell them, even if they don't believe you, just tell them, even if they don't receive you, just tell them for me. Please tell them for me that I love them, and I came to let them know. He is the leader of this war. He relays your cries to the white hats. They are well aware. They don't need anyone to remind them because they are desperately pushing. And your cries have been heard. Let's put it that way. Because God made sure. Because you mean everything to him. Do you want to go? You want to go? Let's go. You ready? Let me just say, we are about to have our minds blown about the vastness of God and what life is really about. But this holy relationship is the foundation of the adventures that we're going to be introduced to. So every new idea and reality that we didn't understand before, that has been held back from us, that we find out about, the extra in the spirit realm, right? For me, that is the addition on the building. I want my mind blown. I want to add to what I already have. But what I have is the foundation. of the rest of it. Does that make sense? I can never let go of this for anything, but I will add to the wonders that he has known about forever. Nothing could ever be better for me than this relationship that I have. But it will only be magnified by those extra revelations and insights and new developments that we find out about our DNA, about what else is out there, right? But you got to have something to build on top of the foundation. What good is all this information if there's no relationship? That's all that matters. He is love personified. And if I live in him, I will have it also. Because I will look like him, I will act like him. And we will have a beautiful world of people that understand how to live in a world where the only law is love. Okay, you ready? Inhale and oil, if you would. I already applied mine on the pineal. Because that opens the portal, right? It opens up the seat of the emotions, and the emotions are involved. They work with the spirit, and then you get to enjoy that spirit realm instead of it just being impersonal. All right. All right. I invite you. Breath of God, blow the chaff away, blow the pain away. Wipe their tears away in this place. Receive. So pure. So lovely. So beautiful. It is honored to be invited into your sacred place. Cause he craves you. He understands you like no other. Every single aspect of your beauty is magnificent to you. You are exactly what he hoped you'd be. Nothing lacking, nothing less. He's a gentleman, and he says, may I have your hand, and may I have your heart forever and ever. I will show you my kingdom, VIP pass into the other worlds. The unknown is yours for the asking. I would hold nothing back from you. 'Cause I'm in love with you. Pure, liquid peace. Do you feel it? Pure, liquid peace is always there. He will show you why you stumble on the lies you believe. He'll show you the truth and the answer. You don't even have to go through a session. He wants to fly. Yeah. He wants to dance on the clouds with you.
Once you free of earthly care, and you always have, lose yourself inside his heart, and you'll never be alone again. No depression can live in that place. No illness can survive it. It is pure joy. It is pure acceptance without doing anything different. Cherished, celebrated. Did you know he talks about you to the angelic host of heaven? The day you were born, he was there and he was breathless. Oh, isn't she beautiful? Oh, my son. Look at my son. Wait. I can't wait to see what he's going to do. I reserved him for this day and this time for a reason. And I knew you'd make it through the pain of this world. And I knew you'd graduate. I knew. He's beside himself with love about you. And he's prepared a table before you, a feast in the presence of the angels and everyone else. Oh, he's a party man. Oh, he loves a good feast. And he saved the best wine for last, and it's you. I have the ability to feel what he feels about you. Intense, passionate, personal intimacy that you can never find anywhere else. And he's been waiting for you his entire life. Some of you he knows. But there's more. It gets gooder and gooder as you go. Welcome to the real world, where anything is possible. He would withhold nothing from you. Endless adventures await you in the real world. Inside him, the real world is in him. That's why you don't have to wait. You don't have to be miserable right now. Wow. What an honor to bring you in with me together into a sacred romance. I can never get enough, and neither can he. I hope I get to hear from you about what happened on your end. An impartation came out of me tonight, and it was deposited in your heart like a love letter, an invitation. He revealed his intentions and his love. It kind of reminds me of Pride and Prejudice, where the handsome man comes walking through the fog of the hillside, and he walks up to her and says, I love you. And I don't want to ever be separated from you ever again. Yeah. All righty. Well, if I can mop myself up, I think there's a Q&A in 10 minutes over on Telegram. I hope some of the questions are about the spiritual side of life in the real world, because that's my favorite subject. All right. See you over there. Love you.